Hey Wargamers, I've been seeing a lot of people ask if X unit, insert unit, my favorite unit, whatever, is going to be in the new Tau Codex. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the things that are going to be in there and the things that are definitely not going to be in there. Before we do that though, I want to say thanks for watching. If you like this video, go ahead, hit the like button and the subscribe button. That way you don't miss any of my upcoming uploads. All right, so let's get the easy stuff out of the way first in terms of what things are not going to be in the Codex. Forge World, not going to be in the Codex. So your Ivara, not going to be touched. Your Arvarna, not going to be touched. Anything like that is not going to be included in the Codex. Now, that's not to say they're not going to benefit from the Codex, because there are going to be stratagems that are likely going to affect keyword units, so like keyword battlesuit or keyword jetpack stratagems are going to benefit things like the Ivara, and so there is a reason to be concerned about or at least aware of how the Codex is going to influence those units, but it's not going to directly impact them in terms of changing their points or stat line or anything like that. Additionally, a better question perhaps is going to be, are Ivaras still going to be the almost auto-include option in a lot of lists when we get these updated rules for everything else? So it really is just a question about if Ivaras are going to be as dominant of a choice, or as strong of a choice compared to other units now that they've been tweaked. And hopefully the answer is not always. Hopefully there's going to be a little bit of a tweaking on other units that make them a more competitive choice, and not just commanders, right? So hopefully we see a little bit of a tweak there. Additionally, things like new allied races, anything like that, Demiurge, those are not going to be in the new Codex, and you're not going to see new units for Kroot or Vespid in there either. They're not going to expand the Tau allies in this Codex for really any reason, I would think. They're just not going to do that. And part of the reason why I say that is not only because of the historical kind of pattern that they've developed over the past year of just doing kind of the bare bones on most of these Codex releases, but also because of something that we learned at LVO in terms of the Codex being Tau-centric, being Tau-focused, being battlesuit-focused, and not focusing on Kroot. And I've seen this presented a couple different ways in terms of, it's going to be Tau-focused, or Kroot aren't going to be in the Codex. And with that later one, I take almost an overdose of salt with, because I don't believe that. I really think that what we're going to see in this new Codex are Kroot and Vespid as we know them today. They might get tweaks in terms of what their different rules do, but they're not going to get completely excluded from the Codex, and they're not going to be expanded wildly. So in terms of stratagems, maybe we'll get one for Kroot or one for Vespid, but really not a whole lot there. We're not going to see special SEP bonuses for them. They're really going to be just another unit that's in the Codex that's not really going to be benefiting a whole lot from stratagems. Unlike Fire Warriors, unlike Crisis Suits, unlike Ghost Guilds and Riptides, those things are really going to be the things that are getting the most attention from the Sept rules and from the stratagems, stuff like that. Now, some people have raised the point that, if there's going to be Kroot and Vespid in the current Tau Codex, or in the new Tau Codex, that means that they couldn't make a Tau Allies Codex. So they couldn't make a Kroot Mercenaries Codex in the future if Kroot Carnivores are part of the current or the upcoming Tau Codex, and that's simply not true. There are plenty of instances where a unit has appeared in one Codex just to reappear in another Codex. So if we look at Tactical Marines, might ring a bell. Harlequins, those are a multi-Codex unit. So there are lots of different instances of that happening. And so just because we get Kroot in this upcoming Codex does not mean that we aren't going to get something that we've all been hoping for a very long time, and that is Kroot Mercenaries Codex. So I really do think that we're just going to see a continuation of the current trend in terms of keeping Kroot and Vespid where they are, but not expanding or diminishing them in any really significant way. So that's it. That's what I think is going to be in the Codex. Pretty much everything that's in the index is going to be in the Codex. I really don't know what they would drop, and it's definitely not going to be Kroot. They're gonna be there, and if they're not, I don't know. Let me know what you think would be an appropriate punishment for me being so wrong about something. If if Kroot aren't in the Codex, put that in the comments below. Well, let me know what you think I should do if I'm wrong about that. But anyway, thanks for watching, and of course, happy wargaming. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. I want to thank all my patrons over on Patreon. Your support really makes a difference for me, and I really appreciate it. Special thanks goes out to NoExcusesPanda, Paul Leuders, TauOswell, Andy Young, Peter Benjamin Parker, Giovanni DiMaggio. You guys rock, thank you. If you liked this video particularly well, head on over to Patreon and consider joining our community over there. Thanks as always, and happy wargaming.